And we are back. Very many thanks for choosing us to be your date in this hour. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where our focus today is on chicken farming. Now, from our feature, we have learned so much on the battery cage system. There's still a lot more to talk about, including how best we can hasten the success to chicken farming. And to help us with that conversation, we are joined by Dr. Godfrey Wamai, an expert from Atlantis Life Science. Thank you so very much for making time to be with us today.
Thank you.
Now, just jumping straight into the conversation, we have seen and learned so much on the battery cage system, but as an expert from where you sit, we'd like to understand, would you recommend this system to a farmer who's starting out in chicken farming? And what are the major advantages of taking this direction?
Thank you very much. That question is a yes or no question, because there are other issues that you need to look at. Number one, we are talking of a small farmer at the village. And what happens is that this battery cage system comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. And that means if we are targeting maybe the farmer in the village has limited resources like money. So you just want to start the chicken business, but now we usually say you take steps, baby steps. So if, for example, a farmer wants to start 100 chickens, telling him maybe, for example, to go for a battery cage and maybe the finances are not enough, then you might be misleading that farmer, because the resources are few. So what you need to encourage this farmer is that first, the resources that you have at the moment, use that, start. Then as you grow, then you can change to the battery cage system.
Ni wakati upi ambapo atasema sasa nimefikia kiwango cha kutumia mbinu kama hiyo kama mkulima? Ni kiwango kipi yeye atahitajika kwanza sasa kuingia katika kitengo hicho?
Battery cage system ile ambayo iko the minimum huwa inaanza kuku 120, that is the smallest. Inaonekana ya kwamba na that it costs like around 35,000. So maybe a farmer has like 100,000. So you spend like 35,000 buying the cage, and then the remaining, you'll find that the money that is left is not enough to raise those birds. So he'll keep on multiplying the initial capital, and then at a time he'll get some finances too from the profits, that is. From the profits, now he can go the step further and acquire a battery cage. Yeah.
Now, you've mentioned a farmer who's probably in the rural area might not necessarily have the financial flex to immediately start with the battery cage system. But there are those who do have the financial flex to invest and use modern technology in their practice. Let's talk about how widespread is this knowledge? What are we doing to make sure that farmers learn of the different options that are there? And if I'm a farmer in Uko Turkana, Western, interior of places, and I want to go the battery cage system, I can afford it. Do I have the awareness for it? And also, is the cage available there? Or now I have to come to Nairobi, nitafute mahali ambapo inatengenezwa, then I take it back to my place to set it up. How disseminated is this information? And the resources as well.
Okay, as technology continues to advance, more information is reaching even the farmers at the grassroots. So the battery cage system at the moment, most farmers are aware of the production systems, because if you are targeting to do layers, there are only two types of production systems. You either do the battery cage or the deep litter system. So for those who are very interior, maybe they cannot access, maybe for example, internet, they might find a challenge. But that's why you find that we have, for example, the experts. In every county, in every ward, they are always experts. And these experts, they are more advanced with technology, so they are able to connect. So we can say that the farmer who is very interior, with the people who are around, they are able to connect this farmer to where he can get the battery cage. And as you have said, not all people know there is battery cage. This is a technology, and it takes time. But as we continue to educate our farmers, as we continue to create awareness, as we continue to do our normal business of training these farmers, we continue to tell them that there is this system that you can use, because it has its advantages and disadvantages. Yeah.
Hapo kwa advantages and disadvantages, ni zipi ambazo zinapatikana kwa hiyo system?
Okay, battery cage system iko na the benefits, ama ile ambayo farmer anaweza sema nitatumia the battery cage ni kwa sababu number one, ukiangalia kama wakulima nowadays mashamba imepungua. We have converted all the productive land, almost every productive land to real estates. So you find that mashamba imepungua. Na inamaanisha kwamba kama shamba imepungua, remember the population is growing. Population is growing and this population also is moving in towns. That means this population must be fed. And therefore, that means that the small space that is there, we have to make it more economical, or you have to use it. That means if you have a battery cage system, one of the advantages is that you can use a very small space to keep more birds compared to the deep litter system. Yeah, that is one of the most important thing that would make a farmer go for a cage system. Okay. Yeah.
Now, seeing how that structure is, we've seen how we are feeding them and also how they drink the water. Now, for the nipple drinker, it has a cap,
yeah.
All right? But we're seeing some farmers who are letting the chicken take water directly from the nipple.
Okay.
Is that recommended, being an expert? Is that okay?
Okay, the reason why that cap is there is just to prevent the water that is dripping from the nipple getting to the birds. Because what you'll find, one of the disadvantages of this system is that it is stressful. Tuongee ukweli, ina stress the birds. So what happens is if that water is not regulated, for example, the flow is not regulated, you'll find that those nipples, even when the bird is not taking water, it is dripping on the birds. That means you'll find so many birds wet. That is number one. And whenever the birds, for example, they are wet, that means that is a stress. Being a stress will always affect production. That means if you, for example, you are taking or you are getting like 70 trays, your birds are all over wet, that means the production has to go down. Because whenever the birds are stressed, the production has to go down. So for that cap is just to prevent that water flow. But if you have a well-regulated flow of water, then there is no that spillage of water.
Sasa asante sana, tutaendelea kuzungumzia, lakini sasa twende katika mapumziko kidogo, tukirejea kungali kuna mengi, usikwende popote.